Hello and welcome, and this is a guide for the new leadership quest that you get from Heartwood. And this is my first guide. First we are going to go to Heartwood and show you where Elder Akub is. Go through the middle of you. I'm going to go through the Heartwood town and find Elder Akub. Drag his bar out. He's a quest giver. He gives the new leadership quest. I already have it, so I'm not going to get it at this point, but when you're going through the quests, you're going to have to double click the quest giver there, Elder Akub, until you get it. And just keep on double clicking it until it shows up. Don't decline anything, just keep on double clicking. Then I go to the Citadel. Watch out for the hero. The hear you is how it's pronounced, I think. I'm going to put on protection and reactive armor. This character is a mystic mage, and he's human, so he has a spell-weaving jack of trades. Once you get the quest, you can use this crate. You double click it to enter the Citadel. You go through these doors here. You have to be close enough. I'm using an open door macro through the Ultima Online client. So if you see me type in Z a lot, that's what that is. And I'm also using a circle of transparency macro, which is really handy. You're going to want to double click this switch over here, and that's going to allow you to open up this door. Double click on that, go around up the steps, and then you'll see another secret door here. You double click that. Gonna get into stone form since I'm a mystic, and move that map. And so this is the blue room. There's going to be 4 ninjas that spawn here when you run near that, close to that table. Cast Colossus, pre-cast energy field. Now what I'm doing here with the energy field is I have a target self macro. And if you target yourself when you do a field, it always does the field in that direction. North to south, and in-game north to south. So it's a really handy trick you can do. You cast a spell and then you use a target self macro. And I'm gonna do it again there. And it's the fastest way to cast a field. And those ninjas will reveal you, so if you ever invis yourself, make sure that right after you invis yourself you do it right away, because 9 times out of 10 they're gonna make you they're gonna reveal you. So I have 1 ninja down. The class is working on the next one. You see you have the Black Order Master. That's the one we want to get. That's the one that has the key. Now it's down to 2. And before the Colossus, I would do Energy Vortex, and I had Spell Weaving, and for the red/orange key, I would use Pixies at first, which sounds strange, but it would work for the, it would keep the focus off of myself, because the Pixies are spawned in the same tile as you, and they take the aggro before you do, since they're on the same tile. And I'm down to the last one here. I'm gonna kill it, and then I make a goof. I try to teleport. You can't teleport in any of these Mundane's Legacy dungeons, I don't think. And then eventually I get the Dispel field up after I rubber band. And so we're looking for the Black Order Master as opposed to the Black Order Thief. And if you use object handles, Control Shift, it's pretty easy to get the bars. And I'm looking through this one, but this one does not have the key. And I end up having to fight 3 of these before I get the blue key. So we're done with this room. I cast Invis, Force of Habit, going through the teleporter to exit. Getting back onto my horse for movement speed. Now we're going to go over to the yellow room. And the yellow room's easier, you just double click the door. But when you get over here, you want to hug the left side, the character's left side right there. Because if you try and run on the right side, you're going to get damaged a little bit. It's not that significant, but it's annoying, and I don't know if it messes up your arm or whatever. Just not worth it. So then we're going to go down the stairs, and this is where the yellow key will spawn. Get into stone form, cast classes. For this I'm going to make paralyzed fields because this spawn has 4 ninjas, and one of them is going to be a ninja proper, and he'll start out stealthed. And so you see I'm going to kill this first assassin with the Colossus, and what we want is a Black Order High Executioner. And he went over my paralyzed field, which revealed me. And after this this next assassin, I'm gonna try and cast Earthquake to flush out the ninja in case the ninja's close. But the best way really to flush out the ninja is a poison field. It's just not worth it. Better to stay invis. You might have noticed when I did the Earthquake, the key ninja right there, he reflects all damage back. So it's best to use summons or pets on that. So now the ninja proper still hasn't revealed himself. If you kept on going to the right up that passageway, a mage ninja spawns there. It can be really annoying. And then you see that an elite ninja walked through the field and revealed me. So I'm gonna run over to the other side and kill the Black Order ninja that's remaining there from the trap. It says you have killed all the required quest creatures. I accidentally attack my own Colossus, and he purges my protection, which I don't notice until later. Kill the ninja. Invis again, just in case the Colossus is aggroed on me. And I make a lot of mistakes throughout this tutorial, if you will. So now I'm looking for the yellow key. You can probably see the yellow key already on your screen. It's at the very bottom of the corpse gump. And if you notice, it says lifespan 6 days. That's a recent change. It used to be I don't know how many hours, but now after a recent fan suggestion, the devs made it so that all the keys, I think all the peerless keys, I'm not sure, but they all last like 6 days. So we have the yellow key now, and the blue key. The first time we went to the blue key room, we didn't get anything. We're gonna try it again. Try and open a door. The door appears to be locked. That means that you have to click the little switch rather, over here. You'll hear a audible clicking noise. It means you can go through. And I put protection back on. I noticed that I didn't have it up. Didn't know why until I thought about it. I attacked that Colossus and he removed the protection. I'm going to cast classes way too soon. You're not going to be able to respawn the ninjas if the corpses are still there. You're going to have to wait for the master to decay, especially. But once all the corpses are decayed, wait maybe like a minute or two, and then run back towards that table. Otherwise, you're just wasting your time. And I used human jack of trades or whatever, jack of all skills, to use the hiding skill after that, just because out of habit. And waiting for the corpses to decay. You see one of them has already decayed, but even though it decayed, it still has like a weapon on the screen. The weapons are now they refreshed. And this, I'm just bored casting fields. And those Z's are from opening doors. No, my open door macro. Getting into stone form. For some reason, it has it. Oh, I guess that's poison immunity. I'm not sure. Still haven't checked out all of the new icons in the buff to buff, but looks like a positive one, so it must be the poison immunity. Alright, now I'm running around like crazy because it's been a while since I've done this. Rubber banding a lot, as you have probably noticed. And so then I remember I have to probably wait a little bit before they can respawn. But all the corpses are gone, which means that it should be soon. And this time I'm making some paralyzed fields. And it's really up to you if you want to do fields or not. Having protection up really helps, so that you don't get caught in a sticky situation. Notice the Colossus is gone, so I'm gonna put the Colossus back up. And there they go. There's the 4 thieves. Blue room thieves. Colossus is on one of the lesser thieves. Master's over there on the right, near the wall. And we're gonna have to kill him to try and get that blue key. But again, this time, we're not gonna get the blue key. And the paralyzed fields are long gone, so I put the energy field up there. And then I'm going to try another one, but I messed this one up. I targeted the tile wrong. I might have targeted myself by accident. But that's okay. I figure I'll cast another one to the left one tile. That way they can't get me. And then from here, I can finish killing the last 2 ninjas. And the master, that's the one that would have the key, but this time it won't. That's one of the annoying things about doing the peerless keys for the travesty, is that sometimes the ninjas don't drop the keys, but it's really worth it to do the new leadership quest. and you will see why. Well, really worth it might be a stretch now, post the shame revamp, the loot revamp. And you see I'm trying to dispel fields, and I have circle of transparency up, so I mess up which field to dispel. More rubber banding. This corpse does not have the key, but I take the gold. And the gold adds up. Again, I doubt many people farm things anymore. I'm not really sure, but I definitely like these ninjas on off shards. I like to bring new characters here on other shards, and once they're like maybe 80 weapon skill, and train on these ninjas, because each one of them drops a little over 1k gold. Let's see, that one has 1207, and so I'm tired of that blue room. I'm not gonna wait for that, so we're gonna go to the red/orange room. Some people say that the key is red, some say orange. It's probably orange, but I got in the habit of calling it the red room myself, and so this one's the hardest. You gotta run, you have to have that circle of transparency up, and you just pretty much run until you get here, double click, run some more, go down the stairs. Make sure you don't hit that teleporter before the stairs, because then you have to start over. This is the little regrouping area. Run past here, and then in this final area to the north, this is where the red/orange key will spawn on a Grand Mage. Ninja popped out of nowhere to get me. I'm gonna try and make short work of that ninja. I'm gonna try and trigger the spawn. And as you notice, the spawn has 2 ninjas right now. Currently, there seems to be a bug in which the spawn rate has decreased, but there was a patch note about some spawn decreasing, so I'm not sure if it's a bug or not. But the Grand Mage right now is to the left near those beds, if you see those. And so I'm not gonna get to the Grand Mage for a while. And I forget that. At first I think that this mage that's about to die is the mage, human corpse, and I'm like, oh, no key. But that's not the right corpse. So once the assassin is dead, I'm looting, and I'm like, oh, la-di-da. The ninja comes out of nowhere, and then the Grand Mage comes. I'm like, oh, Grand Mage. So the ninja hides. The Colossus gives up on the ninja. Then the ninja comes back. Colossus says, hey, I remember you. I do the worst combo ever. We kill the ninja. And then it's just a Grand Mage. The Grand Mage dies pretty fast. Human corpse. And so I finished the quest. It says, you waste my time, kill 50 rats. Don't do that, that's a joke. And this time, I keep on invising as I loot. Oh, at this point I get stuck because there's staff. It gets stuck on my screen. I don't know if that's ever happened to anyone else. I assume it's just one of those things. Anyway, I get the red key, or orange. go through these doors here, or the door. You run here, hug to the right this time, or else you get spikes to the face. And in this situation, you use this teleporter to the left to get out, or you put the keys in this key table. And you can tell me if that's an orange key or a red key. I don't know, looks maybe more orange. But for now, I'm going to use this teleporter. And I'm going to pop out. I'm going to go right back to the blue room. Can't go through, have to open up the... I have to click that. And you can also use telekinesis on the switch. And if you're a mage, and telekinesis will do the same thing. It's kind of hard to target it, but it does the same thing. Then you go through. And this time the corpses are almost all decayed already. So I'm going to cast a Colossus once they are closer to despawning. This time I have a little bit more patience. So I have the yellow key and the red/orange key. Once I get the blue key, I'll have the complete set to get into Travisy's room. And I'm not going to solo Travesty. I've never done that. And I don't know. I still have to try that. But what I'm going to do is go to Travesty for the sole purpose of picking things up the floor. And so now I am starting my run back and forth, try and trigger the trap. But so when you get into Travesty, you're gonna find 2 deeds that spawn on the floor. The second one doesn't spawn until you pick up the first one, and they're going to show up. So what you're going to do is you're going to spam object handles, and when you do that, it's going to first come up as a bulk order deed, because that's the object type. Then it'll show, it'll ID as what it is properly later. And you pick up the first one, the second one spawns, pick up both those, put those in your backpack, and it's possible you might get something different on the floor. Actually, I'm forgetting now if that's possible, or if the other one spawns on the Travesty corpse, that might be the case. But the bulk order deed ones are the ones that you want on the floor. So you just run across you run around the Travesty room on the outside, and Travesty will most likely never target you, so you just pick them up and then you leave, and you end up going to Britannia, or well, not Britannia, Britain rather, and just finishing up these ninjas here. And the end result, after you finish the new leadership quest and get the 2 bulk order deed items from Travesy's room, is you'll end up with 3 strongbox level boxes of loot. And you'll see what I get. It's not amazing by today's standards in Ultima Online, but it's some pretty decent loot. So I'm trying to kill this last ninja here. I'm doing a horrible job, And I noticed something that I didn't recall. The Master Thief has an ability to hide. So I cast Sleep to interrupt that hiding cycle, finish him off, dispel field, and cross out the thief, look for the key, and there it is. So now I have the complete set. See there? And I'm done with the blue room. And now what I have to do is go back to the red orange room. And so generally speaking, what you want to do is go to the red orange room last. And the reason that you want to do that is because you have to make this big run. And when you do this big run, you're going to trigger, you're going to move over trigger points. And in the old way would trigger so many ninjas. And you're just going to do this big run again. And having circle transparency is pretty important. But the old way used to spawn so many ninjas that it would just be too hard to go through. But there's all kinds of ways of going through. You can use honor. You can just cast invis like I am right now. And some say that right now the red-orange room spawn isn't working right. This time I'm not going to go through the teleporter. I'm going to drop these keys, just drag and drop the keys on the key table. Or you can use object handles and drop it right on the object handle keyed table. Then you get Black Order key blessed 9 minutes. This will take you into the travesty area. Hit OK twice. Now you're in Travesy's room, and right in front of my character there is a teleporter that will take you out. So what I'm doing now is I'm spamming object handle, holding Control Shift, just tapping both of them together, and you see a bulk order deed. Drag that to my bag, and then the next one you see is correspondence from Minax. And so that was the second one. So I got both of them already. I'm on my way out. That's the teleporter I'm going to use. And let's see, the two correspondents from Minax. And then I freak out because I feel like Travesy's getting too close. I leave. The lesser hear you is coming at me. And then this, I just goofing around at this point. Take off the protection, reactive. And then I'm trying to do a combo with Explosion Sleep. But I'm too much of a trammy at this point. Sleep isn't working even when I get the macro right. And when I'm not getting the macro right, I'm trying to release the hero as if it's my house. And then I remember, hey, Hiryus have really high fire resist. So I changed to E-Bolt, which is energy based, much smarter. And I just take it down that way. A little bit of rubber banding. And take its gold. And I'm too used to looking for keys, so I spend way too much time there. Move the correspondence, and we're off to Heartwood to finish the new leadership quest. As you see, the different ninjas you have to kill, and you're going to get a strongbox for that. So we're going to go to Heartwood. Heartwood in the middle of Yu's town. I'm going to go down, find Elder Acob. Find him. Accept the loot. And so you get this little box of loot, and as you can see so far, nothing really that great. That's not that great, but it has a few more mods. And then I get this ring. Now, by today's standards, that isn't that great. But it does have faster cast recovery 3, and the mods are pretty high, so there's a chance I could unravel that, at least, and get a relic, but who knows at this point. But you can get some decent items. The reason I'm doing these right now, and I'm accepting one of the correspondences. You just double click them, and then it tells you that you need to get to Sarakki in Brit, and to do that, you're gonna want to try and get to the Lord British's castle. So my best way to get there is from West Brit Bank. At this point I'm lagging a little bit. I found Sarakki. Continue. And you get a strong box. You have to accept it before you get it. Takes me some time to find it. And then here's some more items. And nothing in here is that great. The best thing I have is still that ring from that first box. And now that we are here, we're just going to double click the second correspondence and accept that. And then double click Sarakki, get the second strong box, and check all that out. Nothing here is that great. I'm doing these quests, as I was about to say, for the talismans, but it's hard to come across good talismans. Right now, that ring is still the only thing that's really worth the time so far. And so now we're done, and that's all there is to it. The one thing that I didn't do that I should have done was when I was at Elder Akub, you want to get that new leadership quest again. Get in a habit of doing that. But that's it. And that's how you do the quest.